Before we get into anything, this video is sponsored by Bissell and might be one of the most relevant sponsorships I've taken in a long time, and you'll understand why in just 30 seconds. Almost everything you see in this house and in this video, every single major furniture piece, I actually found at a thrift store, at Facebook Marketplace, or just on the side of the road because I was not about to spend thousands of dollars furnishing this house when I have my DIY skills to flip them right here in my garage. So today I'm going to walk you through where I found all these pieces, how I flipped them, how I staged them, and then the one tool that keeps them looking brand new all year round. So let's get into it. So the first furniture piece we're going to go over is actually right here. This is the first piece of furniture I flipped in this house. We're actually in my primary bedroom right now. So when we bought the house, we only had the bed frame and really needed something to fill this corner in right under our TV. It was really hard to find something with the perfect measurements that wasn't too long or wasn't too wide out, and I came across this for $50 on Facebook Marketplace. It did not come looking like this originally. I found it and I went and picked it up the same day from a woman here in Tampa Bay, and I brought it home. Our plan was to match it to the wood tones of our bed frame since that was the centerpiece of the bedroom so far. To flip it, the first thing I did was strip down all that old orange stain that was on it, and then I was trying to decide a match for how to get it as close as I could to the stain on the bed frame. So I came across this stain color that looked amazing and had that little bit of red undertone that I was really looking for. The stain soaked into that wood perfectly and gave me the perfect tone for the bedroom. To finish it off, I just added some antique hardware that really took the piece to the next level. Bringing it into this space, we wanted it to be a centerpiece along with the bed frame, so I wanted to make sure that I kept the furniture as the statement but added some decor that would really enhance it. The first piece of decor that we found was this stone bowl that I really liked and wanted to base my decoration and staging around. I wanted to keep all the decorations weighted on one side so that the cabinet had its moment to really be the main star. So to add to that little stone bowl that we found, I also got a little marble sphere along with a vase behind it, and everything really paired well together, from the wood tones to the stone to the different colors of the vase and the marble. And this is the complete look of what it's like and what it's been like for the first year in this house. We love this cabinet so much. It holds all of our clothes, all of our socks. It has plenty of storage, and it just really helps to tie the room together along with the bed frame and all the other tones in this bedroom. And honestly, this cabinet is exactly what I was looking for this corner in our bedroom. But the question is, how do we keep it clean all the time? I have the cabinet, which collects dust. I have a rug right in front of it, and then I also have hardwood floor next to it. When you're bringing furniture in, moving it around, and then just living in the space, it collects a lot of dirt, debris, dust, hair, everything you could think of. And this space definitely shows it. And this is where I introduced the BISSELL PowerClean DualBrush. And honestly, this is the tool that changed how I maintain this whole home. Every space you're going to see in this video, this is what keeps it looking the way it does. Right here are the two brush rolls, and that's the dual brush technology. One brush agitates and one conforms to the surface, and together they capture large debris and fine dust in a single pass, so you could just watch it go from the rug to the hardwood without missing anything. And this is the thing about having real furniture in a real home. Dust and debris just build up, especially around pieces you actually use every day. You don't realize how much is sitting there until you run this over and see what comes up. And then you see that light flip from white to blue. That's actually the auto adapt. It sensed more debris and just boosted the suction automatically. No buttons, no settings, no thinking about it. One tool doing the whole space. And right now this is $100 off, $259.99 through May 30th on Amazon, Target, and Bissell.com. The second piece I ever flipped for our house, and it probably is one of the craziest transformations that I've done. I got this one from Facebook Marketplace as well for $25. The woman that I bought it from actually used it originally for her daughter, and it was covered in this purple paint with these like light blue handles here, and then these handles had almost like pom-pom looking things on them. While I respected it and loved it for her daughter, it was not really our vibe. So to start off, I brought it home, and the first thing was to get rid of those hardware poles and then I stripped all that purple paint off to reveal this beautiful tiger wood underneath. We really have been loving dark wood stains in our home, so we wanted to kind of bring that into our space. We're in between our dining room and our living room, so this space is that portion of the house that divides the two, so we wanted an area to kind of make a statement piece and make it feel like it was two different living areas. Once I got all the paint stripped down, I put on a beautiful dark coffee stain, which really highlighted the wood grain, but gave it that depth that we were looking for. I sealed it all in a white bond polyurethane to really bring out that grain and highlight it as a statement for this piece. Before all of this was here, it was just a blank canvas and a white wall. So to start, we hung a mirror that we had left over from our previous space and actually put some gilding wax on it to bring a little bit of metallic color to it. And then to stage it, again, I wanted to make the hutch itself the highlight. So we wanted to make sure that the front was visible and these new hardware pools were really the main focal point. But without anything on top, it kind of looked a little bit empty. So to start, we based the staging around this beautiful ceramic pot that we found. And we're not that good at keeping florals alive, so these are just some faux flowers that we actually change out for the holiday seasons. I also added some candlesticks, stacked on some books to give us some height. And then we like to switch out this candle again for the holiday season. Like I said, this space is actually between two spaces in our home. So we have the living room on this side and then our dining room on that side. And the dining room has a lot of different fabric textures to it. We have this round rug underneath our dining table and then these beautiful mink chairs that is probably one of our favorite pieces in the house. The only issue is they really highlight any type of fur or dirt or stains that are on them. And that's where the BISSELL Fur Finder comes into action. This is the Fur Finder upholstery tool made for fabric surfaces. These mink dining chairs show everything, and the thing about fabric like this is that the hair and fine debris weave themselves deep into the fibers, so you can't just wipe it off and you can't get it with a regular vacuum head. So watch what this tool pulls out of a chair that genuinely looked clean before I started. It's designed specifically for upholstery, lifting embedded debris straight out of the fabric and removing it up to 2 times faster than anything else I've ever used. And it works on any fabric surface, so chairs, sofas, anything upholstered in your home. We sit in these chairs almost every day, and I don't even notice how much hair and debris is on them, but now with this Fur Finder tool and the headlights on them, I really can see how much buildup there actually is over using them every single day. And now you can see after cleaning, those headlights aren't picking up any hair left behind. Every fabric chair, same result every time, and this is the kind of maintenance that keeps thrifted pieces looking like they came from a showroom. Nobody knows you only paid $30 for a chair when it looks like this. And the best part is there's no special equipment, no extra steps, you just attach it and you are ready to go. Now, the third space is probably one of our favorite spaces in the entire house. When we initially bought it, this little nook right here was literally just a white box and had nothing in it. It's between our dining room and living room, which is over here, and then our kitchen, which is on the other side, and we didn't really have a wet bar or anywhere to put drinks in. We had imagined this really deep, dark, moody bar area that would really tie the space together well. The only issue was this inlay was a very specific measurement, and it was really hard to try to thrift and find a piece that would fit perfectly in here without being too wide or too far out. We found this cabinet actually at a thrift store here local in St. Pete that I went and drove and picked up. It had the perfect measurements of the depth that we needed and the width to really fill this space. Before we even put this in here though, like I said before, this whole area was a white box with no tile, no mirror, no lighting. So we actually hired someone to come and put this beautiful brown tile in the background before we did anything else, which really helped emphasize the space. And anytime anyone comes over, this is where their eyes are drawn immediately. After the tile was done, we hung this beautiful mirror and these 2 battery-powered sconces on the side. For the flip itself, it actually came solid wood, but it looked really beat up. It didn't have any color or tone to it, and the hardware was nothing special. So when I brought it home, I stripped that old stain off to kind of get a base wood to work with. And then just like the piece before, like I said, we love dark stains, so we wanted to keep everything dark in this area as well. So I used the same stain that I used on that previous piece on this cabinet here. I also attached these beautiful antique brass hardware that looks so elevated and so luxury. One really cool feature about this piece is I actually added our own filtered water tab. We're always filling our big water bottles every day. And I was so tired of filling my water bottle out of a pre-filtered jug that we had in the fridge. So I drilled and hooked hooked up this whole water spout that we could fill our water bottles, and we use it all the time. Like I said, this area is kind of our bar area, so we use it to keep all of our drinks. Then we'll also add some little snacks and appetizers here when people come over when we're hosting. We started our decorations off with this coffee table book in the center, and then laid out some cocktail glasses on top with a little espresso beans, because espresso martinis are literally our favorite drink here in this house. Then we have some barware and a decanter just for decoration. This piece is really nice because it's functional both for a centerpiece and a focal point, but it also has a lot of storage for everything else that we have in our kitchen that can't fit in those cabinets. With hosting and always having people over, this space can get really messy with the different foods and drinks that are spilled on here, and the dark wood really shows dust easily. This is where the 3-in-1 design actually matters. I'm detaching the main dual brush head right now and swapping to the detail brush, and watch how fast that is. No tools, no complicated process, snap off, snap on, and now I've got a smaller, more precise head that gets into the tight spaces the main head just can't reach. This makes it way more portable and also lets you clean things other than just floors. I'm clearing everything off the top here, and just look at what's been sitting under the staging. Crumbs, dust, all of it from us hosting and having people over. Dark wood shows everything, and that's the reality of having a home that you actually live in, but this is exactly what this tool is built for. Tight surface cleaning, corners, edges, anywhere that the main head can't get flat against. So just watch it pull all of that up in one pass without me having to move anything twice. And just as easy as it came off, the main head snaps right back on in less than 3 seconds. And this is one of my favorite features. It just stands on its own. There's no leaning it against a wall, there's no laying it down. You just set it and it stays upright at all times. Okay, now this is the last piece in the house I flipped so far, and this one's like actually kind of a crazy story. So now we're in one of our guest rooms that we had the bed, the nightstands, everything done, but we had nothing in the front of the room to really make it feel complete. We didn't know if we wanted to put a desk in here or try to find a dresser that would fit the vibe, because as you could tell, it's a pretty eclectic vibe with our paint color choice and the colorful bedding that we have going on in here. So we really wanted to find a piece that was vintage style, felt a little bit more feminine, which was really hard to find. One morning we were coming home from the gym, and I kid you not, this dresser was sitting right at the front curb of our house in our neighborhood. But it did not look like this at all. It was covered in this white and gray paint with the original hardware that did not look like this either, but the shape and the style was everything that we were looking for. My boyfriend and I took it right off the street and brought it into my workshop. Initially looking over it, I could tell that it was not solid wood, but we really wanted that solid wood look in here. So I actually did one of my favorite techniques, which is faux wood graining, to give it this beautiful solid wood look. We loved the original hardware that was on here, so we wanted to keep it. So all I did was just spritz it with a little bit of gold spray paint to bring it back to life. This piece did so well on my social media. People loved the transformation on this one, and I could totally tell why. It looks night and day from where we found it. The wood grain texture is gorgeous. The handles give the exact style we were looking for. Obviously, just like all my other pieces, I like to highlight them as the main center point, but we wanted to add a little bit of flair on top. We found this really cool lamp that we added to one corner, and then we have this cement style vase on the other corner with a little bit of faux branches to really tie the space together and bring that red color that we have in the bedding to the room. Free curbside flips are one of my favorite because I don't have to pay any money to get them. And now this thing looks like a $600 designer dresser. In this room, we really only have people stay over here when they visit, so it doesn't get a lot of love, meaning there's not a lot of movement in this room, and I have both an area rug and hardwood floor that collects a lot of dust, and you can see it when we don't come in here for a couple days. It is pretty dusty. So we have 4 spaces, 4 flipped pieces, and just one tool the whole way through. And the last thing I want to show you before I wrap this up is what actually came out of this home. The HEPA sealed allergen system on this vacuum traps 99.97% of pet dander and dust allergen. So it's not just that the floors look cleaner, the air in here is actually cleaner too, and that's what matters in a home full of fabric furniture and rugs. Under furniture is always the spot that nobody gets to. The low profile head slides right underneath without me having to move anything. And now for that final wow moment. This is everything that came out of this home in just one session. 4 spaces, 1 vacuum, and just look at that canister. And that's all the 4 flips I've currently done for this house, but trust me, there will be many more in the future. I feel like home decorating never ends, and we have a lot of more spaces that we want to revamp. So this is what a home built almost entirely on thrifted furniture looks like. Every piece that I showed you today was found in places almost everybody would walk past. I saw potential, I did the work, and now it lives its full, beautiful second life right here in my home. And that's what flipping is really about, not just the profit, not just the before and after. It's about building something that actually lasts. If you want to see some more info specifically of how I did these flips in more detail, I'll link those videos down in the description. And if you want to check out the BISSELL PowerClean DualBrush, the link is also down below. It's $100 off right now, so it's perfect timing. Let me know if you have any thrifted flips living in your home, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.